What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to teach you how to do an air trick back roll to blind at the cable park. Before attempting the roll to blind, the tricks you need to already know how to do are basically just an air trick back roll and knowing how to land blind. I do have a tutorial for both of these tricks on my channel. If you don't know how to do them, I have quite a few tutorials for how to land blind more consistently. So definitely go check those out. If you know how to do both of these tricks, this trick will be a lot easier for you and it will save you a lot of time. So go learn those and then we'll learn the roll to blind together. The approach for the roll to blind is exactly the same as your standard air trick back roll. You want to be on the opposite side of the cable that you are initiating your trick on and progressively roll onto a medium edge and carry that edge all the way across and underneath the cable to just on the opposite side of the cable you started your edge from. Now that you've done your medium edge across the cable, it is time to initiate the trick. It's going to be very, very similar to the back roll. You want to make sure you initiate the trick just on the opposite side of the cable that you started your approach from. You don't want to be too wide away from the cable, otherwise the tension is sort of like a swinging motion rather than a straight up, straight down motion. So being under the cable gives you better straight up, straight down pop. Whenever you are initiating the back roll for the roll to blind, this time I think it's a little bit better to give it slightly more gas on your scoop, just so you scoop straight up a little bit higher so you won't have that fear of going to blind. So you have those elbows locked in, you do that Nike swoosh sort of motion, that scooping motion, flick those heels behind you, look over your front shoulder, and really just do a nice hard scoop and get that back roll initiated, get a nice straight up, straight down pop. Also, I forgot to say earlier, if you already know how to do a back roll to blind off the kicker, it would be extremely helpful when learning this trick because the second half of the trick is very similar since you're not doing the scoop off the kicker. So whenever you translate that trick to this trick, it will probably make it a lot easier to land, but it's not necessary because you could learn the air trick version first or you could learn the kicker version first. That's really up to you. But if you already know how to do the kicker one, it'll definitely be helpful for this. That back roll motion has already been initiated and normally about 3/4 of the way through your flip, that's when you can sort of spot your landing, and it's exactly the same on the roll to blind. But this time, whenever you spot your landing, you're gonna wanna drop that rear hand and start ripping this handle towards your lower back to initiate that backside 180 motion. Now that we've started that backside 180 motion, ripping this handle over to your lower back to get yourself in a nice blind, comfortable position. Make sure you get that chest over your toes. Be ready for impact. Bend your knees on impact. Get that chest really over your toes. Make sure you're on that toe side edge and just ride away from the cable on your toes. The most common mistake I see people making whenever they're doing an air trick roll to blind is they'll almost rip themselves to blind too early and they end up slipping back onto their butt and just falling on their butt. The way to fix this, in my opinion, is to be a little bit more patient, rip it to blind a little bit later. I can't guarantee that you won't catch a back edge, but I will say if you wait longer to go to blind, it will make this trick more consistent. Also, just really make sure you force yourself to get that chest over your toes, and that will help with the whole slipping on your butt problem. I'm gonna give you a brief little summary of the entire air trick roll to blind. Whenever you're approaching this trick, be on the opposite side of the cable that you're initiating the trick on and progressively roll on to a medium edge that you carry all the way across underneath the cable to just on the other side of the cable where you initiate your trick at. At this point, make sure your elbows are locked in. This is where you are going to do your scoop, that nice Nike swoosh motion on the roll to blind rather than the back roll. Make sure you scoop a little bit harder to go a little bit more straight up so you have that time to pull to blind. So scoop, look over your front shoulder, really get that back roll initiated as you're 3/4 of the way through the flip, you should be able to spot the landing down below, just like a back roll. But this time, take your front hand, drop your rear hand, and rip that handle to your lower back to initiate that backside 180 motion. As you're coming around, you need to brace for impact. Make sure you get that chest over your toes, bend your knees on impact, and ride away from the cable on your toes. That's how you do the air trick roll to blind. If you guys like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Comment below what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future, what kind of tricks you guys want to learn next, or if you have any questions about this trick, let me know. And remember, I'll be uploading a wakeboarding video every second day forever, so make sure you guys subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace!